I'm going to share with you the 7 AI tools that construction companies are using right now to save over 100,000 per year without hiring a single additional employee. And no, this isn't just another generic AI walkthrough that you've seen 1,000 times. These AI tools are what I'm implementing right now with dozens of my construction clients to help them finally get their numbers under control and stay ahead of their competition. Look, I've been doing fractional CFO and bookkeeping services for construction companies for many years, and I see the same problems over and over again. You're running jobs, you're paying everyone else, but still wondering, where did all the money go? Payroll causes stress every other week. Your bookkeeper enters data but doesn't help you lead. You're growing, but with every new job, you feel more out of control. You're grinding 60 plus hours a week, but the numbers still don't make sense. And deep down, you're wondering, is this business actually working, or am I just working myself into the ground? You're not bad at business. You're just doing it alone without the right people in place and the right tools in place. So the tool number 1 is Fathom for job site meetings. That tool is going to transform your construction business. It's a meeting co-pilot that records, transcribes, and spits out instantly accurate and specific summaries of the call. It's crazy. I mean, essentially, think about having a professional stenographer in every meeting that remembers every note, every change order, everything that was discussed, every to-do, and then gives you that at the end of the meeting so nobody has to argue about who said what. A lot of times when people in meetings with clients or subs are so focused on taking notes that they're not paying attention to what's going on, they might miss an opportunity where they could have caught a $50,000 change order, but they weren't paying attention because they're like, oh, did the client actually agree to the upgraded features? Fathom's really good. It literally auto picks up action items. It sends next steps to everyone that was on the call based on their role. You can even ask Fathom anything. You can say, what did my project manager say about the timeline? What were the material cost updates? You can get answers to all your questions in seconds. Here's what's crazy with tools like Fathom. In the future, as a construction business owner, you'll be able to ask it what went on in my business. Imagine if every meeting that's happened amongst different people that work for you is documented, recorded, and then you can say, okay, give me the summary of all project updates today. And it's just boom, boom, boom. I had a general contractor client who was losing $15,000 per job because of miscommunications about scope changes. Now with Fathom, every conversation is documented. When the client says, can we add that bathroom upstairs? It's recorded. When they later claim they never asked for it, boom, there's the proof. Tool number 2, Zapier for construction workflows. I've been using Zapier longer than almost every tool that I'm going to share with you. And what I've always been impressed with is its ability to innovate. It literally automates all your workflows between all the different apps that you're using to make sure that the information is in flow. If you want to build $1 million construction business, you have to automate the delivery system. I saw recently a home builder doing $5 million a year who automated their entire customer onboarding process using AI and Zapier. All they did was take the contract signing process. Once the client signed and paid the deposit, it automatically created the job in QuickBooks, set up the project in Buildertrend, sent the welcome packet, scheduled the kickoff meeting, and notified the project manager. That whole process was automated by a tool like Zapier. Think about it. Somebody signs a contract, send them an email with the onboarding link. They fill out the project details survey. That creates all the different things within your company that need to happen. It schedules the site visit. It notifies the team. It makes sure they get set up in the billing system. Everything that is an admin task can be automated with Zapier. This will help you get at least 24 hours of your week back. If you learn Zapier and automate the delivery of your construction business, you will get so much time back. Tool number 3, Claude for construction estimates. So before I share this third tool, if you want to try out any of these tools for yourself, just check out the description. I've linked up all of them for you. But if you are a construction company doing real innovation with AI and you want help scaling your business, then find me on Instagram, message me the word construction. Now let's talk about Claude. And this is where it gets really interesting for construction companies. Claude may look like ChatGPT on the surface, but what we love about it and why I use it with every one of my construction clients is the fact that it's incredibly accurate at analyzing historical job data without hallucinating fake information. Here is how one of my roofing contractor clients use it. They take photos of the roof, input the square footage, and Claude analyzes their historical data from the last 50 jobs to predict material costs, labor hours, and potential complications based on similar jobs they've done. Their estimate accuracy went from 70% to 94%. But here's the kicker. Claude can also analyze your change order history and predict which clients are most likely to request changes, so you can price accordingly upfront. This alone saved my client $50,000 last year in unexpected costs. The other day, I walk in and I see one of my contractor clients using Claude to analyze why certain jobs went over budget. And I said, wow, how did you figure out those patterns so fast? And he said, I'm using Claude. Data analysis is average, finding patterns faster, catching cost overruns sooner, freeing up your team from hours of manual number crunching. That's important. Tool number 4, ChatGPT Deep Research for supplier intelligence. What makes ChatGPT Deep Research completely different than other language models is it allows you to access real-time web data and perform market research with AI-generated reports. Here's one of the craziest use cases that I use a lot that nobody talks about. If you want to find the best supplier for a specific material, let's say you need commercial grade HVAC units, you can ask AI to analyze all the suppliers in your area, compare pricing, check availability, and even research which ones other contractors recommend on forums and review sites. It can analyze your supplier relationships to figure out who gives you the best terms, who has the fastest delivery, and who you would negotiate with for better pricing. And the coolest part is you could say, give me the email template I should send to renegotiate my lumber contract based on current market conditions. And it will do all that for you in 5 to 6 minutes. I had a general contractor use this to renegotiate their material contracts. ChatGPT analyzed market trends. It identified the best timing for bulk purchases and even suggested negotiation strategies based on what was working for other contractors. So they saved at least $30,000 in material costs in just 1 quarter. The challenge that most people have using these models is understanding the prompt structure to get the most out of it. So if you're struggling with that, just find me on Instagram, send me a word prompt, and I'll send you a direct link to my internal document that I have that I teach my construction clients on how to use the 4-step prompt structure to get the most out of your AI. Tool number 5, Revio for construction customer communication. This next tool, Revio, is essentially a co-pilot AI driven for managing all your customer communication across every platform to help you close more deals. So if you've ever been juggling leads from your website, Facebook messages, Google ads, and referrals, you're losing track of conversations. That interaction chaos is solved by Revio. Why is that very powerful? Well, most contractors have customer communications scattered everywhere. Or they use some basic CRM that doesn't understand construction sales cycles, but it loses the personal touch and context of each project type. With Revio, it leverages all the benefits of AI, but it still keeps you in control so you can do really smart things and not lose these potential buyers or prospects. I actually use this tool myself to help me come up with better responses when I'm chatting with potential construction clients. At the end of the day, it doesn't chat for you. It's not automated, but it analyzes all your winning sales conversations and suggests responses that have actually closed deals before. My favorite part of this tool is it summarizes everything. I could have been chatting with a potential client for, 3 months about their kitchen remodel, and it'll give me a summary of everything we've talked about, their budget, their timeline, their specific requirements, so that I can keep myself informed on their context, even if it's been weeks since I've talked to them. I had a deck builder who was juggling leads from 5 different platforms and losing track of follow-ups, and with Revio, he can see every conversation in one place, and the AI reminds him when someone hasn't responded and suggests the perfect follow-up message based on what's worked before. Tool number 6, Atlas for lead follow-up. Atlas is going to solve one of the biggest problems in construction, following up with leads fast enough. Here's the reality. When someone fills out a form for a kitchen remodel or calls about a roofing job, if you don't call them back within 5 minutes, they're calling your competitor. But you're probably on a job site, in a meeting, or covered in drywall dust, hopefully not. Atlas is an AI voice system that calls your leads immediately, qualifies them, answers basic questions, and schedules them for estimates, all while sounding like a real person. Here's what I see as a pandemic in construction. Most contractors say they don't have enough customers, but the truth is they're not fast enough to follow up with the leads they already have. The other day, I wanted to get quotes for some work on my own house. I started calling contractors from Google and nobody answered. With AI, not only could they have answered, they could have had a full-on conversation, gotten my details, qualified my project, and scheduled me for an estimate, even if nobody was available. I had a painting contractor who was missing 60% of his inbound leads because he couldn't answer his phone during the day. Now, Atlas handles the initial contact, and his conversion rate went from 15% to 45%. That's an extra $200,000 in revenue per year from the same marketing spend. Speed to lead is how you make more money in construction. If there's an inbound call, if somebody filled out a form, if you can call that person within seconds, you will increase your revenue by 2 or 3 times. Tool number 7, NAN, for construction marketing automation. So this one could scare you because you'll realize how much money you're leaving on the table with poor follow-up. So NAN is an automation tool that is the most powerful and the most flexible for creating very sophisticated marketing sequences that would normally require a full-time marketing person. So technically more sophisticated, but it's an open source automation hub that links 500 plus apps with AI smarts. And this is where we start talking about creating an agent system for your construction marketing. If you can get your whole marketing follow-up automated, every lead you convert puts profit back into your pocket. We use NAN for deep marketing automation. We'll take all the website leads and feed them into a 30-day email sequence with project examples and customer testimonials. We fire off automated follow-ups when somebody downloads your pricing guide. We run nightly bots that identify hot leads based on email engagement and ping you in Slack to call them. Imagine you have a system that automatically sends new leads a series of before-after photos, customer reviews, and financing options over 3 weeks. Even leads that didn't respond initially start calling you weeks later saying, "I've been getting your emails and I'm ready to move forward." I had a bathroom remodeling contractor set up an NAN automation exactly like this. His conversion rate on older leads went from 5 to 25%, and here's how closing an extra $150,000 per year from leads he would have previously lost. Your limitation is your ability to direct the follow-up, not do it manually. And NAN is platform to create sophisticated marketing automation that keeps you top of the mind until prospects are ready to buy. Look, if you are a general contractor, you're a home builder or specialty trade, doing $500,000 to $5 million a year, and you're tired of working 60 plus hours a week while your numbers still don't make sense, these tools are going to change everything. If you want to see exactly how to implement these AI tools or others in your construction business and want to partner with someone who actually understands construction, job costing, cash flow cycles, real challenges that you face, then go to beyondbooksolutions.com and schedule a free strategy call with me. I'll show you exactly how to use AI to get your numbers under control, to increase your sales, automate your workflows, and finally build a construction business that works for you instead of against you.